It was 0 guests. That's what we're from what we said. And really, until Bradley, Julie, or Jackie are here, who cares? See, that's the way I like it, being up and ready. And then rolling along as the time comes on.
When I was young, come sit beside me, my only son, and listen closely to what I say. It may just help you one sunny day. That was a quick exit.
What's that?
Someone entered and exit very quickly.
They heard you singing, that's all they needed. Oh, this guy. I thought this was Schumann Resonances. Where's the other guy?
Who wants to say hi to the guest?
Oh, we have a guest. Hello, guest. Goodbye, guest. Hello again, guest. Oop. Sorry about that.
Two guests.
Hello,
Hello.
both of you.
The guests in the room. We hope you will come in soon. Please be which is a good sign.
Yeah. All right. So,
There you are, finally.
me. Hello, me. Me to the me. Hello. What we're looking at is a spectrogram of what we're speaking. So the microphone on the computer is set to the one in the on the computer, so it's picking this up, and you're looking at the spectrogram of Alex and I talking and playing music. There you go. That proves it. See? Boom. Nice. All right. So we're early here, and so I thought this would make a nice little exercise. This is a fun little toy that we have working.
We love
The
toys.
Software toy. Actually, all of this. I love toys when they're working right.
Yes.
Make people seasick.
I got a little shot and lost ashore and steady guy. I feel like I saw you dead. We were penniless and I was doing all that. I feel like I saw you dead. You're smiling, but I don't believe you. You still think that I would never leave you. You're smiling, but I don't believe you. There was not enough of me to keep you always company. I feel like I saw you dead. Spending all our nights in the world's prettiest place. I feel like I saw you dead. You're smiling, but I don't believe you. You still think that I would never leave you. You're smiling, but I don't believe you. Down by the riverside, the water never looked so wide. I feel like I saw you dead. Said nobody make a fuss. The dogs I like are dangerous. I feel like I saw you dead. You're smiling, but I don't believe you. You still think that I would never leave you. You're smiling, but I don't believe you.
Wow.
That was a song.
Very good. Holy crap. Anyway,
It's two people.
we have the whole three people.
Mm-hmm. There was 4 at one point, I think.
Oh, nice.
Not that I'm counting, but I'm counting.
No, well, you're looking right at it, so.
Trying.
No,
No comments though.
that's fine. All right. So that's what this right here is.
Music lab.
Yeah. There's all kinds of neat things.
Rhythm.
Yeah. So you can build. So they give you. All right, let's move this one. So you can fiddle around with it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. It reminds me of like those apps in the back.
Right.
You used to be able to do things like that. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah. It's exactly. It's just we're just testing it out here.
Yeah, something like this, something things like that. And then it repeats like do 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 do.
And, you know, and it helps if you actually can make music, make songs, but we're just.
I don't know how to.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't know what notes those are.
Oh. Yes, we're going back. Yes, I'm sure.
What's the one with the rainbow happy face?
The Rainbow Happy Face?
No,
That was a song maker.
Sound waves.
Sound waves, yeah. Oh, do you want to fiddle with the keyboard? I'll just show you what it is.
We'll go back to the beat one.
Okay. The monkeys.
Let me see the.
This is how Emerson, Lake and Palmer got their start, I understand. This is the song making process right here.
Really make the tempo go fiesta?
I don't know.
L and P still have their vinyl records.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay. I did a thing about vinyl, talking about vinyl. That's one of the things I may or may not have old school. I don't think we can work with the tempo. We're stuckified.
Can't find the one.
The one.
Yeah.
Ah. musiclab.chromeexperiments.com. That's what the website is. Oh, nice. This is well worth making a live cast for.
I suppose. I hope so.
Well, I had wanted to show this to the audience in some way, but it was like I couldn't quite make it relevant other than, like, I just couldn't. So it's like, oh, this is it. This whole website was a lot of fun. You saw, that was just this part of it. And I like the little thing with the sticks. Except I think they need a third. It would be neat if you could combine all of those sounds. Okay.
Aha. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, more cowbell. Capital.
I don't.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we could compile a program, or someone could. I know I'm not. Where you can get all of the. Actually, I think they do. These are just samples.
All right.
Hello, all three people. Thank you for being here. We're still a little early. That's why we're fiddling around. Actually, no, it's 4 5. It's 8 now. Yeah, it's 8 now.
What's the weather? We'll just miss Bradley's comment. Can you hit Bradley? There's a comment. The weather here is beautiful. It's not like a November day at all.
No.
Absolutely gorgeous.
All right. So we're going to go
Start the
to
show.
Yeah.
21 minutes after the start of the broadcast.
So this is us here.
On time.
Pew! This is us here. Pew! Trippy. All right. So all right.
Infinity. Infinity.
Yay!
More. Just gonna keep going. And going.
All right. So
Going. I
We have to get some questions, Q&A on the Schumann. All right, so this should be a learning session. This is where we're at with the latest Schumann Resonances. There we go. All right, lovely. All right, so this is, as I explained to people, this is the amplitude. Bam. All right. So this top one here, this is the amplitude. Okay. This is the spectrogram right here. And one of the things that we've been talking about are the these lines. See these like pinpoint lines?
Yes.
That come down? They're essentially kind of blocking what's there. You know, so the question is, what's causing those, you know, those lines?
Those spikes?
Yeah, those spikes, which they're not, they're not showing up here on the amplitude where the amplitude would be.
Uh-huh.
So, if they were, there's a data process. There's a, I want to show you something. This one here. There it is, this one here. All right. So the circuit. So this is part of one of, right there. This is one of the, coming up the next video that I'm making.
Okay.
So this is, I haven't even posted this. I've done an introduction. I've done part A, B, C, and D. And this is the main article here that I've introduced it to like 2 hours worth of introduction. And this is the article. It's still on the hard drive waiting to come out. So this is what I have yet to get to. But you see the data path that goes into this, the antenna, right? There's 3 different types of antennas there.
Okay.
And then it gets amplified. That's a choke, probably a choke, a 50,
I don't know.
at a certain frequency. It blocks a certain frequency.
Okay.
All right, that's what a choke is chokes out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Choke out something.
Yeah, the power supply of America is 60 volts. In other places, it's 50.
Yes.
Or hertz, rather, not volts.
Well, I know
hertz.
they're all different.
Yeah. So that's AC. It's at the rate it flips back and
Yep.
forth. AC current.
Yep.
Right. So you have to factor out that. You have to factor out that. There we are. That somehow you have to factor out that frequency so that it no longer shows up, and so that's what part of the guts of. There we are. Part of what we're talking about with this is the hello. All right, so there we go. All right, so one view of Alex, one view of me. There we go. All right, more or less as good as that may be that you can see it. You know. So So right here, this is the amplifier and the electronics and the circuitry. Although it doesn't look that complicated, it's like it still has to go through the other part of this, of the signal processing, to get it into the scope to, where is it? This part here, right? So you see that there's an amplifier chain. And one of the things here, there's 2 different things that's measured here. One of which is 3 things actually. There's the one is the amplitude, that's the height, that's the electric part of the signal. That's the first one. And that's these upright spikes right here. And then you have the magnetics, which are the horizontals.
Okay.
So if you picture those on their side, it's not going up and down. That's only these. These ones here, the higher the spike, the brighter the color will be. So if you know a little bit about color theory, mixing and matching colors, white and yellow is going to be a very pale yellow. But yellow and red is going to give you orange. And then if you have more red, it's going to be more rusty color. And then as you start going from red to red, there's red. And then there's red into green, you find the maroon color and a muddy olive green, and then you have a green, and then green.
It's funny
What I
how
would
in
call
like
green.
color the blue doesn't get processed.
Well, I explain it this way, that if you've ever done painting, okay, if you've ever done painting, where am I? Oh, I'm on the wrong camera. Hold on. There I am. If you've ever done painting, what you find is that, like especially in artistic painting, where you are trying to mix and match colors, trying to get it to look like a tree. You want your green to look like a tree.
Sure.
Okay. So that's different from the kind of painting that I'm doing on the bike. But even still, when you have a color you're looking for orange or a pumpkin, if you were painting a pumpkin, for example. Or David, he painted bricks at the eagle, to make it look like bricks, various shades of that brownish dun adobe color. What we're talking about is mixing colors, mixing and matching, on an interactive canvas. I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. It's instead of it starting out as a white canvas, it starts out as a black, almost black, jet black blue color, right? So it's as close to, the opposite of white is black, but the blue, but in the blue. So you have these other. So how do you offset the blue? Is with the light colors of white and yellow, and then you have a red and some green in there, and so it sort of, kind of works out with Tomsk, this particular color scheme, to be very interesting patterns, But one of the things I've talked about with the other antenna makers is that they have different color schemes, and that's what we've been talking about with the, not that one, this one here. This is the next one. All right, so here with the meter, the decibel. These are decibels, and so with Tomsk, it's one way. You look at the color and the pattern is based on one thing. These here, but the other ones, other spectros, have it arranged in a different way. So you can't look at the yellow and orange here and say, oh, well, that's 5D ascension energies because it's orange on Tomsk. It means this is a very common thing that people run into is the
ascension energy.
Well, yeah, but the rhetoric of it, right? There's the phrase rhetoric, but 5D. The white is certain. You have to kind of. It's like a cast of characters.
Yeah. So 10D is God, right?
Sort of, yeah. There's there's more to it,
all
but
these dimensions.
Well, 5D is where we start getting to heaven. You don't have to get out to 10D in science. Right, okay. So once you get past, the nonlinear time, you get into spiritual reality.
I'm still kind of hard getting into 3D currently. When I think about like decision models and stuff like that, but I can't even imagine like a third.
All right, so this is where I joined the discussion here from what was revealed to me as adolescent. Okay. So when we talk about there's the D, the D
dimension.
Right. Is it though, right? Is it dimension or is it density? This is one of the things that we have a discussion on about
well, it could be density. I mean, I can see them as one and the same, but anyway.
Oh, well, a lot of people have this confusion. And I will tell you the perspective of the guides that they gave me, okay? And so the difference, what we're talking about is the difference is density versus dimension. All right, so as we're looking at the Schumann, and I'm these things all over the place, all right, so with the Schumann, yeah, I know. And I'm not even trying to play with them. I'm just trying to get everything situated so you can see it and things go back to where they were. And it's like, it's not what I wanted. Well, I know. I'm trying to get everything stuck in the same room here together. The little
You're doing
the
all
little
right.
camera here. You know. All right.
think
So
that's all right.
all right. So well, we have 6 people.
We do have 6 people.
2 are happy about this. The other 6 are like, all right, well,
other
we'll
4,
figure it
yeah.
out as we go along. All right.
Smash the like button.
Yeah, please, often, early and often. So we're talking about. This is a great discussion. I love it, but I'll try and condense it so we can kind of wrap our head around it. You have, all right. Listen, look at the guitar. Hold your guitar up for a second. These are different time signatures. These are different amplitudes. Actually, flip it just that way and that way. There we go. All right. So these are your uprates. These are amplitudes. Which camera? All right. So these are amplitudes. All right. You see how they're not all equal? This is a square box here, but then it gets a little. This is a logarithmic scale. This is how these mother effers are scaled correctly and properly. It's not the Cartesian grid style of a square, another square, another square, another square. So even though we have even marks of 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, it's broken up this way into 40. These are not all equal. You have to remember this, that these waves are not all equal. This unit of 4 is a different size like that. Okay, this is properly how sound is. It's not represented here for the sake of a simple machine, I think. I don't know what the better way to put it is. But you have to remember that something really important to remember, that this is the scale that we're talking about there. And this, they have this as a Cartesian, a square by square by square by square, a cube, a square cube, cubic square, I guess.
A cube is cubed.
A perfect square on three
square,
sides, right?
Yes.
3 perfect squares.
A cube has 3 dimensions.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
There you go. But they're all equal. They're all uniform. They're all equal.
In a cube, yes.
Right, exactly. So that's one of the means of measurement. Okay, that's the Cartesian system. Now the logarithmic system is like that. Music scales, like that's a different kind of scale. Okay. So that's one of the things that we're talking about with these different waves, is it does the same thing. These electromagnetic waves do the same thing that sound does as well there. Okay. So the Schumann, I forgot what I was going to say. So this is the amplitude, the electrics, okay. This establishes the time scale, like you have there.
Okay.
Right.
Time scale?
It
Like,
okay.
Like the 1, 2, 3, like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
Versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The standard is like 4/4 time.
Everything technically is 4/4 time, but yeah.
Right, all right. So, all right. So I want to say something. Alex and I have been working with scheming the Schumann based on, like music based on the Schumann. All right. So
In some way.
in some ways. Okay.
Yes.
So we're equating out music with the resonance of music with the resonances of the Schumann, the electromagnetics, as a way of illustrating. I think that's fair, kind of just as a way of kind of encapsulating this, what we're doing. So, and we have video that we can show.
Oh,
Yeah.
video.
Yeah. What we have done, good, bad, or otherwise. Now that we have 5. Okay, we have 5 people. 3 are still sticking around. All right. So anyway, so we have the amplitude are like spikes. They're quick. They're faster than fast. They're too fast to get actually measured on this chart. They're that fast.
Okay.
However, it's the end of it that you're really measuring. When it starts coming down into the lowest frequencies. These right here is going from 0 to 40 hertz. Okay. It starts out much higher than that. Originally, in the ionosphere, it starts out much higher than that, but by the time it gets down here, it's gone down to the lowest frequency when it's actually started turning into the magnetic part, which goes as a wave, travels as a wave around the world, a coherent wave. All right. All right. So, actually, nice. All right. Um, so that's what these the amplitude is right there. It's the electric part that like the ending bit of it when it actually is able to be measured. It moves beyond time. It is time. It establishes a time, like hitting a drum.
Okay.
You know, sort of what's happening. That these are coming in as spikes. These are coming up, top, or down. Shoomp!
Okay.
And then you have the flash where it turns into, you know, sound energy and flash and, you know, moves out through the atmosphere like that and dissipates like that after the light. So when after the lightning strikes, you know, there you get bombarded by them, boom, boom, boom. It sends out, you know, like a drum. It hits the ionosphere like a drum. That's how Professor Schumann put it. It should ring like a bell.
Yeah, that
So,
makes sense. Kind of
right.
like just everything waves out or whatever. Everything. I mean, I understand that. Like
Right.
everything is.
So that's the
Connected
first
some way.
right. So that's the first part of it is it establishes uh
The wavelength.
time, yeah, the wavelength, the time, the dimension. That's really what that is the time, like the 4-4 time is the dimension that you're working in, whichever one you put a capo here sometimes.
Sure.
Like
That,
so
well,
you
yeah, that's the shit changes.
right, exactly. So
Well, that just makes it easier for me to play different notes.
So what happens is, depending on the speed of the wave this coming in, if this is a high peak, it's like a really big spike. You get charged.
Which one?
This one, like the white one here.
so
These
right
ones
there.
here. These aren't really noteworthy. 17, you know, in the white mode, but this is the highest that the waves get, like the crest of the wave, like on the water.
Yeah.
Like you see that, like a high
Yeah.
wave, it'll crest. It's like, wow,
Yeah,
holy
yeah.
fuck, it's really tall.
If the wave is above the surface, higher than below the surface, it will crest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a certain pattern you'd expect to see.
Mhm.
Otherwise you're looking at like a cascade. If it gets really tall, you know, like that's kind of a buildup like that, but it's a tall, you know. Anyway, so there's one of the things like that's a spike. That there's a legitimate spike. You look at it, it's like it peaked all of a sudden
Yeah.
and then dropped like an ice pick. You know, the other ones are, you know, like that's sort of gradual. So that's, you know, it's a peak there, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not that's a spike. That's a true spike right there.
Mhm.
So these ones here, you have
Mm.
the white mode there, but not much underneath it. Whereas this one, it's all across the mode. It's all the same.
Yes.
Or, you know, it's relatively
Yeah,
the same.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's a lot of the other stuff with it. Whereas this is just like a white cap kind of churning up. I don't know a better way to put it.
No, that spike has all the lines spiking.
Right. So that's the difference. You see, if it's just white mode there, it doesn't like you don't really see it showing up right here. The upright. However, relative to all of these, look at it. Do you know what I'm saying? It was just a spiker there. You know, it's like, oh, that's not really much. Look at it, hit it. But this wide ass one here, it wasn't as it only kind of lit up this little bit here and there, but lower stuff because it wasn't the significance of the rest of it behind it. Right? So it's kind of how you look at it. So that same thing there, you expect to see a big, you know, spike, and there it is. Modes together, working together, and you see a little cross piece of the the horizontal, that's the
Yeah.
magnetics, and then more of the cross of the magnetics. Yeah, and then you see these interesting. See, I'm sure that Tomsk is doing these upright little razor thin lines just to confound things, because there's a lot of when I'm looking at this, there's a lot of information that I see that I know. I know what it is. I know what I'm looking at. Not everyone does. I try to do the observations, but it's like it can be. It's like, all right, I just have to tell people what I'm looking at, and it's like, oh, even sometimes that can be a little bit difficult, uh, you know, to to post it. Uh, because I look at it, I compare, I look at all the numbers, and part of it is I want to tell people more about it. I look at, I see a lot of it, and I can talk about it, but it's like, oh my God, I have to keep this down to the basic level. And it's one of the things about it of like, all right, you how do I keep it simple and tell people what's important and not go into depth. Um, so I do reviews a lot of times. It's like, all right, who knows what people have got of what I've said. All right, today's another review. The first one is amplitude. The second one, this is the Q is quality. Quality is the magnetics part of it, um, and that's measured in pico teslas.
Pico de Gallo.
Yeah, that's measured in pico de gallos. And then the F is frequency, and that is kilometers,
Kilohertz?
No, kilometers.
Like the distance?
Yes. You have actually. I let me show you something, Alex. Hold, please. All right. So you can actually see it on both cameras now. Nice. All right. So one for. All right. So there's one for this angle here, and then there's one for the other angle. All right. So this is a shortwave radio. You have the weather band, uh, PS, public service, I guess.
Okay.
And then you have the air.
Oh, yeah.
All
This
right.
thing's actually pretty cool. If it works.
Oh, it does work. The difficulty is finding a signal down here. No, I'm in the basement.
Well, obviously, yes.
All right. So
It works?
the weather band is
Yeah, I'll say that.
162.55 megahertz.
So that's where they broadcast. I don't think they do this anymore. They don't broadcast on those channels anymore, do they? Didn't they all go digital? Did that change how they do, or from analog?
I don't know.
Change things? All digital broadcasts, no more analog broadcasts.
Was working earlier. When I bought it, it was working.
Typical story. Works just enough.
Yeah, works enough just to get it out of the
shop.
the hawk. Yeah. Oh, power on. There we go.
We got static.
It works after a fashion.
Wow, there's noise coming out of it.
All right, so this is one end. All right, so that's the other end. All right, so this is probably the WB end here, because there's something right here at 162. Nothing else. I need another antenna. That's the problem.
You do need another antenna. Here.
Oh my God, this thing has been so useful. Answer to prayer. Ah. A minute, when are going? So it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Right. It's just a prop, but
Sounds
it's a
like me.
it's a music a noise making potential thing. So, but it was colorful. That's why I got it. It was a reasonably priced $5
Yes.
for
something that doesn't work,
for
that sounds reasonable.
for a noisemaker.
No, for something like that, it is a good prop.
It makes
sure.
radio noise.
I would say
Yeah.
if you had that on a shelf somewhere, someone would ask about it.
So right. So I got it because it was rainbow colored and it looks cool. It looks old. It is old. All right. So generally speaking, all right, it lights up. It makes noise. All right. It meets the basic minimum requirements for a $5 working radio. You know.
Sure does.
And again, like you saw, you get something at a fuzz at 162 point something, or 160 whatever it is.
I suppose
Yeah.
that's progress.
Close enough, yeah.
Yeah.
For one it to be.
Well, I mean,
that
one, you're in the basement, your
Right.
antenna's broken.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the
Well,
assessment of
both
it,
of them.
I think
One
right
antenna's
at
working.
this point, the assessment would be of it as it's purely decorative at this point.
Right. I did for what I paid. I didn't get ripped off, and I got a story, and I got another subscriber out of the deal. You know, my Pride radio. So it shows basically the megahertz, the broadcasting range of the different. You know, AM is 5.4 to 15 kilohertz. FM is 88 to 108 megahertz. And so that's kind of where I was going with this, that you have different bandwidths, and that's what these are. Here, like you see the different colors
Yes.
of that. That's what the modes essentially are. Is
Yeah,
it's
no, I
a
understand
wavelength between this point and that point there. Okay.
I mean,
So
spectrum, whatever.
I'm glad you get it. I'm really hoping that the folks out there who've been following along are also starting to equate, because I show this in different ways, and hopefully if I can present it in different ways, it's not like a review. It's a different pathway to learning something in a little different way. It's like, oh, that's how that fits together. Okay.
Well, light and magnets and energy and all this other stuff. I think when you try to understand it in a wordy way, it gets confusing. So, like, the way I always kind of look at it is that everything has a frequency, right?
Yes.
And like, so light has a frequency and sound has a frequency, right? I think,
Yes.
you know, so because those frequencies vary, we create scales. I don't know. But they all work very similarly and they interact.
Like that's part of what we have been talking about here is the harmonics.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like a frequency, it's the quality of the frequency. It's part of it is the overtones of these waves that are invisible.
The overtones.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to kind of look at it. The 7.83 is one of those kind of overtones that kind of things sort of.
Are you familiar with the brown note?
No,
You never heard the brown note?
do please tell us more about the brown note.
Oh, come on. You never heard the brown note?
No, I don't believe I have.
A note so low it forces vowel movements.
Oh, that. Oh, okay. Now I've heard that. Yeah.
And there you go. So you have heard it.
Right.
Yeah.
Alex, you want to play a song?
Sure, I can play a song. I can't
Um,
remember all the songs.
While I make some coffee.
Yeah.
All right. So the Schumann lesson is done for the moment. We're going to take a musical interlude. All right. I have no idea sometimes what looks good.
All of my friends fell out with me, 'cause I kept your company. But let them say whatever they will. I love my love with a free goodwill. They tell me I'm poor, they say I'm young. I tell them all to hold their tongue. If they could part the sand from sea, they never could take my love for thee. One I love, two she loves, and three she's true to me. Over the mountain I must go, 'cause my fortune is too low. With an aching heart and a troubled mind, for leaving my one true love behind. One I love, two she loves, and three she's true to me. It's when I wake I find no rest, until her hand lays on my chest. If they, oh, I messed up the word. It's when I'm asleep I'm dreaming of my one, my dear, my absent love. One I love, two she loves, and three Sorry.
Very nice. I've heard better versions of that.
Yeah, me too. Let's see. Let's see this one. I lost my timing. That's why.
What's why? Oh, thank you, Mr. Cryptic.
That's why I was off timing.
Because of the hissing?
No, it wasn't hissing. It was I was playing the wrong way.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Oh, because I thought it was all about me.
No,
No, not at all. Not an Alex's show.
this is not my show.
Well, your name's on the title.
Special guest host.
Yeah.
Evening rises, darkness threatens to engulf us all. But there's a moon above, it's rising, and I think I hear a call. Just a whisper through the trees, my ears can hardly make it out. But I can feel it in my heart vibrating, strong as if she shouts. Oh, Ariadne, I'm coming. I just need to work this maze inside my head. I came in like you asked, I killed the beast. That part of me is dead, oh Ariadne. I just came to work this maze inside my head. If I had only listened to you when you offered me that thread. Everything is quiet and I'm not exactly sure if it really was your voice I heard, or maybe just a door that's closing on some heroes back that's got back to be a man. Can it be that all us heroes have a path but not a plan? Oh, Ariadne, I'm coming. I just need to work this maze inside my mind. I can't wish I had that string. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I screwed up the words all the time.
That's kind of how you were in your relationship with her anyway, so.
Well, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Get out soon. I could try this one on this screen. Is there a message? Comment? Oh, there's lots of comments.
Bunch of comments, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Hi everybody. I'm just seeing the comments now. I didn't want to be ignoring you guys. I'm sorry. I'm not really good at this live broadcast and stuff.
Well, a lot of times it's people talking amongst themselves.
I understand,
But
it's
they'll-
still nice to interact.
Yeah, it is. Occasionally people will throw out a question or request to you.
Sure, they might have. I
Right.
just didn't see them if they did.
So, for the sake of, as being good hosts, for the sake of anyone who has asked a request or made a comment to Alex, it is in no way because he or we are ignoring you. Well, he's out anyway.
I'm not. I mean, I couldn't see him. If I saw him, I would have responded.
And I have it up so that I can see the comments, but I haven't gone back to that. That's when I was doing the infinity thing.
There's something very Nirvana meets the Doors about this.
Oh, nice.
That's good. I like both those bands. I was a big Nirvana fan when I was growing up. Kurt Cobain was an idol. I don't know any of the... Oh, I do know one song that he played on the Unplugged album.
That was a great album.
Yeah, it is a great album. His last album. It's called Oh Me. If you're familiar.
So we're gonna do a wide angle so that we all can join in the fun here. Even me.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Fun, fun. I'm here. Hello. There we go.
If I had to lose a mile, if I had to touch feeling, I would lose my soul the way I do. I don't have to think, I only have to do it. Results are always perfect, but that's old news. Would you like to hear my voice? Sprinkle with emotion. Bended at your birth. I can't see, sorry, the end of me. My whole expanse, I cannot see. Formulate infinity, store it deep inside me. Something like that.
Nice.
Yeah. That song is always hit or miss for me.
Behind me is the giveaway bike, which I am going to give as a gift to one lucky subscriber. And I think I may have a consolation prize for a second honorable mention that's not nearly as fancy, but do something nice. Because I have a second bike with no paint on it, which I kind of want to do nice because it's a nice paint job. I mean, it's a nice frame. So the idea would be to have a contest with people that I'm going to have you do a video with me when we
Okay.
find a live stream that's dedicated to this.
Okay.
We'll have a contest as a giveaway to the person who can best state their case of why they should get the bike. Right?
Okay.
Other people have said, "Oh, I should get the bike." Like, all right. The question would be, why do you deserve the bike? Okay. That would
She
be the
says,
question.
I like it.
Now, there's a caveat to that. Okay. Originally, the bike was going to be to the 1,000th
Subscriber?
Yes, exactly. However, number 1,000 flew by, like just within, I don't know, it just without even me noticing it.
Yeah.
Overnight, literally overnight. So it was like, okay, well, there would be, I have no way of knowing that. All right. At the rate I was going, the 1,000th was noticeable. Once Wayne's World gave me the shout out, like, oh yeah, it just flew by. Like, okay. So there's not a way I can tell by who, when people come. However,
Okay.
there is a place in there for about 6 people that I can mention right off the top of my head who've been there since almost day one. And one of those would be Wager's World. He doesn't count. He's the teacher. Like, he's led everyone over. Him,
I gotcha.
right. He puts my name up there. He gets information. He's sort of doesn't count in this, And he would want it to go to a person as well.
I'm sure.
All right. So, okay. So aside him, aside my number one person, the first one, who is Witchy Vibes, okay, she deserves plenty of, other stuff. So there's like 6 people all together, 5 people that are not them who I see regularly. All right. So now I have a kind of a pool of, or a relative standard of what one of my true fans is. Okay. So there's a baseline. All right. So this is the long way of kind of introducing this, of saying there's a baseline of standard from a certain small group of people who you actually could go to the comments and it would become obvious who these people are.
Yeah.
Right. If you cared to. You don't have to. This is optional. But you see, there's a group of people who are there every single video or post, pretty much, from almost day one.
A loyal following.
Loyal following. And some have gone into the older stuff that's not Schumann Resonance at all, which I was actually in the beginning, hoping I could post about the flowers in the clouds and get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
No.
Oh, no, hell no. Not after you as much stuff about the Schumann as you know. So then it became like, all right, so, and I can't post about the butt. Although I'd like to, maybe some point, like, all right, so it's the Schumann Resonances. So there's a standard of people who are deserving of a bike, that special bike, because they've been here and they have been motivational, inspirational to me.
So you want to give it to your biggest fan.
I think that seems to be the way I'm taking this.
Convince Verde if you're his biggest fan and you may win a bike.
Well, it's more like, why are you a bigger fan than my biggest fan?
Who's your biggest fan?
I can't say that. That would be unfair. Because I did just say, go into the comments. They're there. It's public.
Yeah, the fix is in, Mary. Or Maria? Is that Maria? Or Mara? Mara.
Yeah, I've got to make sure we get the name right.
Yeah, so I mean, Mariko. Is it Mara? Or Mara?
So it's a high bar. That's kind of the point of this, is it's a very high bar of standard for, to beat the person who is, the person who's kind of there every day and dedicated.
It's Bradley, isn't it?
I can't say.
I think it's Bradley. Bradley.
If it was, I wouldn't tell you.
You don't have to tell me. I'm psychic.
Yeah. I'm not laughing because I don't believe you.
You're smiling, but I don't believe you.
Yeah, I don't just. We're going out live to all 7 people or whatever that are here.
Mara seems pretty talkative right now.
I am not.
Who's?
I am not laughing at him for saying that because he's not.
I am.
Talk about HAARP.
Was Jackie the one that was Dana?
No, David.
David.
That's Julie.
Julie was David.
Yes.
I don't remember Myra from last time. She's new.
She has been. I recognize the name.
Yeah.
I
think she's your biggest fan. I think she should get the mic.
Well, she's my biggest fan this video. Well, part of it is people.
Oh, Jackie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And HAARP. What's HAARP? H with 2 A's.
Yes, exactly.
What's HAARP?
And actually, I'm going to say this: we on this channel,
I think I like Myra.
we pronounce. I'm going to write it out.
HAARP. You're the one, you're my shining star.
There you go. It's a silent F.
You're the one I've been waiting. Silent F.
Yes.
So what is it?
Okay, I guess I gotta go. Yeah, okay, so you did some music. All right, I'll go into teaching mode here. Let's see if I have something up. Oh, please. See if I have anything here. No. I don't have anything here on this browser.
You're my shining star.
Oh, good. Yes, I'm chance for some music.
You're the one I've been waiting for. The highway to some foreign country where nobody knows who we are. I wish I had a ship to sail the water. I wish I had about $100. But here I stand with my glass in my hand, feeling like nothing even matters. Your words run through me like blood in my veins. I swear I knew your love before I knew your name, before I knew your name. Every day I miss your smile and face. No one here could ever take your place. The sun may shine down over my town, but it never shines on my day. Your words run through me like the blood in my veins. I swear I knew your love before I knew your name, before I knew your name. You're the one, you're my shining star. You're the one I've been waiting some foreign country where nobody knows who we are. Thank you very much.
Hey, I agree. All right, so by request, we have information on HAARP. There we go. Ah, that's not it. All right. So the A number one person who that a person we should talk about with the right, HAARP. There we go. All right. So once again, all right. It's going to keep doing this. It doesn't like me. All right. Well, it likes you better anyway. So this one here is it's a book. The first thing I had ever heard about HAARP was through Art Bell. Through this guy here, Nick Begich, giving a discussion on HAARP. Nick is a senator, I believe he was a senator in Alaska, where they were doing HAARP. So Nick Begich, doctor, the good doctor.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So he writes a.
Do you want to have the comments up just in case you have any questions?
What's that?
The comments? I can
Yes.
see the comments.
All right. So we're going through real quickly. So there's a lot of fucking words with no pictures. All right. So I'm flying through this. I realize this. So. All right. So. There's a kind of standpoint for talking about HAARP. All right. Mm-hmm. So with that, we have this open to the audience. With that, what would you like to about HAARP? All right. So I'm just. So. Okay. Sorry. So yeah, HAARP. I've read because
what are the questions they have?
I am curious. Yes. I am opening this up to people and the questions, comments. No, that's not it. Oh, wrong one.
U.S. camera.
Hello. Oh, it'd suck if that had to stay like that the whole rest of the thing. There we go. There's Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
Still more, I think. Tell us how HAARP influences Schumann.
The answer is not much, actually. People are disappointed.
It doesn't affect it?
Well, not much.
Well, what is HAARP? It's like, looks like they're shooting waves into space.
It does lots of other things without, it damages lots of other stuff without it necessarily showing up on the Schumann. Do you know what I mean?
I don't.
All right. Do you know what I mean? Okay. You, somewhere there, people, yeah, okay. There, that's me.
Is it part of Star Wars? Is it?
It sort of is. What they do is they have an antenna array, and I was hoping that there was pictures there. All right, let me find some pictures. Basically, what HAARP is it heats up
She says.
high frequency oral I'm trying to think what the two A's are. Oral, something program.
Aurora.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Oral and auroral is
Auroral.
yeah. It's very oral. We're going to Wikipedia in English, and then we will look up HAARP, because I have a lot of this stuff on the other browser, and it wouldn't let me. It closed everything down, then wouldn't let me get back into it. So I have to. Oh, HAARP the album. All right. So.
So Jackie has something to say.
Oh, good. Becky. Oh, come on. All right, so that's the antenna array right there. You see, it's a grid of. It's hard to really tell in this picture, but it's basically a grid of metal, copper wires.
Yep.
Okay. That conduct a radiant energy. You know, you can't call them beams so much. It's radiant energy, but it radiates it out up into the atmosphere. Auroral heater. So it's going, up into the ionosphere.
And what's the Schumann exactly again? Isn't this Schumann is the measurement of the magnetic waves from the sun?
There is within the Earth ball. All right, this is the common theory. All right, so within you have the Earth itself, then you have like the air that we breathe, the atmosphere, and then you have like the ionosphere, and then you have the magnetosphere, and then there's the magnetopause, and so as we're getting pummeled by solar winds, solar radiation, the magnetosphere kind of absorbs a lot of it.
Yes.
Okay. But it deflects a lot of it, but it
Yeah.
also absorbs some, and then it'll kind of come back down to us eventually in the form of lightning, or it may just come down and burn the trees, come down as like UV, ultraviolet C. It'll you can see sometimes trees at the top of them get burnt, like things like this. All right. So if there's an excess to where the magnetosphere can't kind of suck it up, absorb it, we will see that. And what happens though is the Schumann resonances are generally within the bubble. Okay, so there's outside of the atmosphere, the magnetosphere. There's what happens there, and then there's kind of what happens inside. All right. So the Schumann resonances are they're a more subtle energy than what's coming at us from the sun. So
it's happening what's inside.
Yeah.
So these probably do affect the Schumann.
So
from inside too.
Right. So they can operate at a range outside of the ability of the Schumanns to pick it up. That's the issue. That's the problem. That's where it's not that it couldn't, it's not that it doesn't get picked up, it's that it is outside of the functional range of the Schumann antenna detectors. It's like on, the radio, celestial radio. It's not that there's bunches of other radio stations happening. It's that you can't tune into them without your receiver being locked in on 94.1 WHJY. And there's a certain radiant broadcasting frequency that they can only broadcast around. You got to think of them.
You only can catch what you're looking for.
Right, exactly. And these are lower, the lowest end of the spectrum, lower than, megahertz or kilohertz. These are hertzes without the kilo. 1,000 hertz is a kilohertz.
Yeah.
That's where the radio stations operate. These are the lowest of the low. These are the gutter dwellers. So that's why it's not that it doesn't happen, or that it's not that it doesn't affect parts of the Schumann. It's that the Schumann resonances kind of equalize itself out. It's like a slush fund, if you will. I sort of, I don't know if there's a better way to put it. That by the time it kind of, in a lot of cases, by the time it finally makes it back around to meet itself, it's equalized out. So it's not that you don't see it or feel it, it's that it gets kind of equalized out. But well, what happens is, relative to the Schumann, relative to
said it says it self-heals?
sort of, it self-regulates, balances itself out. Whereas what happens is, it'll affect you more than the limited range of the Schumann. You know, you have to sort of kind of piece things together as well. That, you know, just because it doesn't show up on the radio station kind of dial, it doesn't mean it's not happening at a higher frequency.
I get you.
That's part of the thing of it as well, is that there's a higher frequency. This is operating at a much higher frequency
A tree
than.
falls in the woods. Does it make a sound if it goes around? And the answer is yes. That's.
Yeah, it still does. Yeah, exactly.
Just because you didn't hear it, didn't mean it's not there.
Right, exactly. So there's part of this is that, yeah, there's what I know, and then there's what I can prove. Like any good lawyer says. You know, if you've ever been to a good lawyer, that's what he says. It's like, well,
prove this is not a simulation.
I may know this, I may know that, but can I prove it to a jury? That's the question. And I am the white light energy guy. I'm I will unthread that theory on you, and I will explain to you why. And it's because it's important to know. Yet, what I'm talking about is much more wild, quite honestly, than what they're talking about. Anyway, relative to the HAARP, you have to look at it as it's not just one. Oh man, God, I showed a video. I have a video of that not that long ago where I showed the pattern of HAARP. It's a radial pattern. So it's not just whether or not it shows up, but it's if it does, how is it going to show up? It's really, 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 really important to know. In fact, so this is what I dislike about doing the live streams is that I can't pause it. However, let me find if I can.
Oh, do a musical interview.
Yeah, musical interlude. Perfect. Yes. Well, I'm looking for my file.
Let's see. Did
Oh, it was Halloween. The Halloween show. There it is, HAARP.
show me your friends, I'll show you the future. Show me your scars, I can help with the suture. I can breathe, must mean I can sew. I must say you're in trouble. You're working with a surgeon who's working as a double. I never stitched up my own. But I'm on my way. No, I'll be a doctor one day. If my father knew all the steps that I take. You ready?
Yes. Sort of, more or less. All right.
More or less?
Ready enough. Yeah. All right. I think I'm able to kind of establish this. All right. So you can see the pattern, the radiant pattern. This is from a video, the Halloween, the scary video I did about HAARP and CERN. I talked a lot more about HAARP than I did CERN.
Okay.
All right. So what we're looking at here is if you see the pattern, all right, see the grid here of the HAARP antennas, and then you can see the grid here. Okay, the radiant pattern. Picture the right-hand side being what you'd be looking at from the top down. Okay, so I'm throwing this out there. I'm keeping this up there for people to see so that we can talk about this.
Favorite. Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you, Mimi.
Oh, and thank you, Mara.
Thank you, Mara.
Mara really wants the bike. She's pushing hard for it.
Well, we're going to do a live stream
Yeah.
and find out why people deserve the bike number one or the other, consolation.
Consolation?
Yeah, consolation bike. Exactly.
Mara.
Because quite honestly, it's not a bike people should ride. It's a bike that you hang up on your wall.
Yeah. Do you have a wall?
Right. You got a wall to hang this up on. That's an important question.
I want to say your name right too.
And what I'm going to do is have the first. We'll do one of these as a live stream, and I'll have the first round of eliminations, or the first round of bumping them up in the next round.
Okay.
I think that's
We'll have
fair.
an elimination round.
Yeah, exactly.
Sarah, Mara.
Or an inclusion
Mara,
round.
Sarah. Mara.
Why should you be included
Mara.
into this round? Let's agree. Why?
Why? Yes. Why should you be included? Well,
All right.
so far we've had some great participation from Jackie, Mimi, and Mara,
Right.
and I haven't seen Bradley.
He'll be around.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in Australia. I'm not sure what the Australian time is. All right. So I'm putting this up there for people to see. We're talking about HAARP. I have this is exactly how I do it in the lessons here. I have the antenna here so you can see. This is HAARP. And at the radiant frequencies, and the Halloween one was like 2.5 hours long. All right. So it was like the length of a scary movie. The video is properly scary. It's the length of a scary movie. All right. So we want to find those patterns, that set of patterns on the Schumann resonances somewhere, somehow. Right? That's what we're looking about. How do we know it is or isn't HAARP? Well, here is the literature from HAARP. This is what they put out. This is their material, and you can see it. I'm not going to go into any more detail of the background of it because I give all that on the Halloween live stream. I've already gone on into that. So this is already been presented to the court, as you will. It's one of the exhibits presented to the court. It's been presented on direct examination. So these are the patterns that we're looking for with the HAARP beams. They're not just, you can see it's across the whole grid of all of these. They're radiating at different frequencies, and how they align it, arrange it. This is what the type of pattern you'd be seeing, something like this and there. So how do I know it's not HAARP? Well, I'm looking for, we're looking for artifacts. What are we looking for? And what I've said about the Schumann resonances is check the local sources first. Like Occam's razor. Alex, have you heard of Occam's razor?
I'm very familiar with Occam's.
Oh, what is Occam's razor?
The simplest solution is usually the correct one.
Okay. Right?
Yeah.
So in our case, what we're talking about, the simplest solution is what is the most local to the damn antenna. Before you go around the world, and I gotta say this. This HAARP is not that far from Alaska. Alaska is not that far from Russia, where they're doing the observances.
Yes, Alaska and Russia aren't far at all.
Right, exactly. So it's not inconceivable that if they're using a high power, that it wouldn't be showing up on the resonances. Okay, so the distance, it's within the scope at the power that they're radiating out from. It's conceivable that it would be picked up by Tomsk.
Okay.
if and or when it's being used.
I see what you're saying.
However, one of the things is they give you a tight beam. This is what I'm showing you here. They narrow up that tight beam. So all of that few acres here of these antennas are focused in these beams. That's really important. It's not broadcast like a radio signal where they want everyone, all within 100 kilometers, say, to get their signal. This is a very directed, very specific frequency
Let me ask a question.
that is, okay, yes.
You might know the answer.
What is the question?
When was the first HAARP built?
Well, I tell you what, HAARP is based on Tesla technology. In this here book, Nick Begich talks about the beginning of HAARP and the advances in Tesla technology. So when we talk about Tesla technology, it's at least 100 years old, and the military stole it, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm looking at comments. Keep it simple. Yes, I definitely agree with that. I agree with that, Mara.
So the ionosphere is the space between the vacuum and the void.
The vacuum and the void. I'm trying to focus it in, and I'm having difficulty. Hey, Columba. All right. It's going to do what it does. All right, so I want to have it so you can see it.
The ionosphere stretches roughly 50 to 400 miles above Earth's surface.
Oh,
Right at the edge of space.
say that to the microphone.
I said, the ionosphere stretches roughly 50 to 400 miles above Earth's surface, right at the edge of space, along with neutral upper atmosphere. The ionosphere forms the boundary between Earth's lower atmosphere, where we live and breathe, and the vacuum of space. So, we're in the atmosphere, and before the vacuum of space is the ionosphere. Yeah, I hope I was simple. Was that simple? And in this HAARP,
We're checking the messages here.
Sorry.
That's why it's not an earthquake test.
Keep it simple, stupid. Without pictures. So, yeah. So the space between the air we breathe and the vacuum of space is called the ionosphere, and that thing's measuring what's going on in that little area. Yes. And I think it's been around since the 60s. I'm looking on their website.
They had plans for this in the late 50s. So they started it in, I would say they broke ground on it in the early 60s.
When was HAARP built? Construction on the HAARP research station began in 1993. The first functional facility was completed by the winter of 1994. So I was off.
I was off. All right, so the 90s. It was a very good year.
They have an open house, so you can go and actually visit the.
Yes, actually, I have.
So if you're in the Alaskan area and you don't know what to do,
Actually, I have in my set list.
oh, so how they measure it?
Yes.
they heat a small area of the ionosphere.
Right. So you see right there, very small, tight area. Yeah, read
Yep.
what it says.
So they heat it, and then they measure what happens, the effects of the heat. But the conditions need to be specific.
Yep. Conditions need to be specific.
So it's actually a very complicated process. I mean, they have to time a lot of things.
Yep. So that means it wouldn't be just running any time randomly, arbitrarily. A lot of complicated moving parts.
They've been able to create weak, luminous, aurora-like glows
Right.
and a variety of other experiments.
Right.
Yeah.
Like transient luminous events. There's a connection to the Schumann, but that doesn't necessarily mean they would be appearing on the Schumann spectrogram. I think that's the best way to put it. They're connected, yeah, but you have to show a direct path, A to B, or what was that thing you're talking about? Causation and correlation.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Causation and correlation.
All right.
Yes.
Give the folks the
The difference between causation, nothing's more exciting than talking about statistics. But a causation versus a correlation, the best way I can describe it is ice cream sales in the summertime. Ice cream sales. When ice cream sales go up, so do drowning deaths. That's the correlation. The causation, but having ice cream sales go up doesn't necessarily cause drowning deaths. It's the fact that there's something else going on that causes both of them, called the summertime. So summertime doesn't necessarily cause people to drown. Going to the beach causes them to drown. So like that's the difference between a causation and a correlation. You can say that when certain things happen, like for example, another example would be like if you were an alien visiting Earth, you could say that every time humans have umbrellas over their heads, it's raining. Right? Do the umbrellas cause the rain? No, but there's a correlation.
yes,
So that's basically the differences.
right.
See? Everyone left. There's only 2 people.
Okay. Oh, we got 6 thumbs up.
That's good.
They might have got disconnected as well. All right. So
Here is. You can go to the HAARP website, by the way.
yes.
Bunch of good
So
information.
the question is whether or not the question has been answered. All right. Oh, where is the HAARP website?
HAARP.gi.alaska.edu.
Oh, you know what? Here, actually, this is a good.
Ooh, there was an article about a conspiracy theory.
Really?
Hmm?
All right. So, you know what?
Oh, they think HAARP is used to control the weather. Oh, this is that thing. Oh, could be. Shit, I don't know.
Well, that's one of the questions. What does it actually do? Yeah, it
Yeah.
heats the atmosphere. Well, to hear them talk about it, it's like, well, it rips away ions and like, I mean, it's really
You
some
know, sometimes scientists do crazy stuff.
diabolical sounding shit.
You know, they never really understand unforeseen consequences.
Yes, scientists sometimes, regularly, frequently, don't have a sense of what. Oh, there's my mouse.
Number keeps on my feet.
Number geeks are my favorite. Okay,
I'll get along, Mara.
I like Mara. She's definitely in the running.
Yeah, Mara thinks it affects the weather. Without pictures.
There are other atmospheric heaters, and so she's asking also about other ones before that.
So I remember when I was in a college class, I was taking a weather class. Oh, they can influence it, yes.
Right.
So what, yeah, we're not pointing fingers saying that that's what they're doing. But I remember that, the college professor said that something that he knows if they shoot ions into the air, they can make it rain. I think they know how to make it rain, for sure. And I know they know how to make cloud cover, because that's been one of the proposals in terms of slowing global warming.
Yes. Cloud seeding. That's what
Seeding,
it is.
yes.
I don't know, where was I? Oh. All right. So, back to Dr. Nick. So, I think what I'm going to actually do is do like a video where I'm going to read through some of this stuff and present it on my thing. Probably not the whole. It's rather long.
Looks like they want to talk about some weather engineering.
Ah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Jackie, what do you mean by since February? Why are you so specific? She said they've been doing it since February. I feel like they've been doing it since longer.
Right. So, say what? Give us some specifics, Jackie. Not that you're wrong.
Yeah, no
No one's saying
Yeah,
no
yeah,
one's
yeah.
calling you wrong, right? You know, of course you're right. But when, what happened in February? Like that's.
COVID in America kind of happened in February.
All right. Oh, whatever. Yeah, I did. I guess. Oh, you know what? This is what the heck that stupid thing is. I'm hearing bound.
Yeah, I was wondering. That's
Yeah. What the heck is that freaking? All right. All right. So,
Where are you, Jackie? Is Jackie the one in Ireland? Not Ireland.
no. Jackie's in Florida, if I remember correctly. Jackie, where are you?
Area-wise. Scotland. I said Ireland. I was close.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I forget who's.
Maybe Julie's from Florida. I forget. who.
Mimi's in Florida.
Mimi's in Florida. Okay. Thank you.
And we're in Providence, Rhode Island.
I'm in Providence.
Yes, I'm all over the place.
Parts unknown.
Yes. NY. New York. Upstate. In the boonies or in the city? We've had some unseasonably warm weather.
I'm glad you're tending the
The
comments.
capital, Albany. Edmonton. We got someone from Alberta, Canada. I didn't see the name.
And I have to say this: anyone who's watching this channel is
KJ.
likely to. Most of the people that are here have seen Dutch Sense.
What's Dutch?
Dutch Sense, one word.
Dutch.
Yes.
Not familiar.
There may be one or two who are watching, or one who are watching. How many is there? Like still three?
There's four.
4. Okay, so
Yeah,
there
I
might
think
be.
we've heard from all of them. It's KJ, Mimi, Jackie, and Myra.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
So-
Jackie loves Dutch Sense.
there you go. I know Jackie. I know it can depend on her. She's definitely way into Dutch. So he has
Going Dutch.
All right, so he's under my
Dutch oven.
subscriptions. So he's
Oh, he's it's
he does the earthquakes, but he also does all sorts of like how do I say this?
with words.
The question was all right, hold on. Got to go full screen here. Copper Troubles is one of the ones that does a Dutch
A lot
mirror.
of people here. Mimi is also a Dutch fan.
Find it down here.
The Dutch.
I've been there it is. All right. So
Oh, is this the earthquake one?
this is the earthquake guy.
No, that's not that's a commercial.
This is not the earthquake guy because this is a commercial for something they're selling you that's really important.
Hello, KJ in Canada. Still
Alright.
no Bradley. Yeah, you showed me this one.
Okay, so this is the newest one from.
Did you feel the earthquake the other day here?
No,
Oh, that's too bad.
no, I did not. I had to actually read it to know that we had an earthquake, and I was like, well, where the heck was I when that happened? So, someone had asked a question about weather modification.
Yes.
So, Dutch, this is the guy here who has done a little more research on this than I have.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's Dutch.
It's a cool graphic.
Yeah. So a lot of the people that are here and that are over at Wages are also. There we go. Would you like to have musical accompaniment to the earthquake, Alex?
Maybe. Yeah, there was an earthquake in Massachusetts, KJ. Also very rare.
Yup. Pressure transfers over the plate or through the plate.
Did I do Symbol Man yet here?
Well, you did it earlier. I don't know if you've done it. No, I don't think you did
Really
it.
live.
Correct. It would have been way early on. Either way.
Mama told me when I was young, come sit beside me, my only son, and listen closely to what I say. It just may help you one sunny day.
Standing waves are harmonics, and that right there is the demonstration of the Schumann Resonance harmonics.
Let's see.
Yeah, they kind of move together like that.
It's a long way to hitchhike. Mimi hitchhiked from Florida to Canada
Wow.
when she was 16.
Wow.
Schumann is way the most.
Sissy Hackshaw. From Cowgirls Get the Blues, even Cowgirls Get the Blues. If you have a tremendous, amazing thumb, being a hitchhiker
You
is,
know.
is what you should do.
Why'd you do that meme? I don't know what that means.
Why did you do that, Mimi?
Oh, Mimi, why did you do that, Mimi?
No.
Oh, yeah, not Mimi. It is a very long one. You need to put the space, you know? What are you going to do?
Yeah, while you're on that subject,
I know.
so right here, what Dutch is doing is just going over the list of volcanoes. Oh. There's a chart that he goes by that a volcanic blast of a certain height equals a certain magnitude of earthquake, or it would be. So a 6,000-foot blast is a pretty significant.
I don't know if she's referring, they're asking why Mimi walked from Florida to Canada when she was 16, and she's talking about the draft. So, the Vietnam draft?
She
draft.
She didn't walk, she hitchhiked.
Oh,
Assumedly, she got to ride some of that way. That's different.
Oh, Lulu Bell is here. Do you know Lulu Bell?
Lulu Bell. Yes. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
it was
she's
Vietnam, yeah.
one of the Wages family.
To avoid the draft.
There you go.
That's a good reason. I would definitely do the same thing.
I would walk,
Yeah.
keep walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm going to start walking.
Run,
See what
Forrest,
happens.
run.
Run, Forrest,
Yeah.
run. But, oh, it wouldn't be from where we are. It's not that far.
Yeah, no, I could cycle. I could bicycle that distance.
Yeah.
If I needed to. I may only need to go up to Boylston, Mass. Who knows? Anyway.
I'd hide in the woods, though. I don't know. Do you really have to leave the country? You think they'd look for you in the woods?
Well, how badly do they want you? At this point, no one's drafted me.
That's true. No one's drafted me either. But if there's a civil war...
Oh, that's a good song by Guns N' Roses.
Bangor, Maine.
Civil War.
Yeah, this is
Bangor, Maine. Wow, that's way
crossover
up
in
there.
Bay. Yeah, that's a long... Could have, like, cut through... Couldn't cut through New York? Fort Saskatchewan. 35 and 35 degrees Celsius. Negative 35 degrees
Oh wow,
Celsius.
yeah, that's even worse.
Well, negative 35 degrees Celsius is close to negative 35 degree Fahrenheit. The way the conversion works.
Okay.
And when it gets to the negatives, they get pretty close.
Yes. So what I would do when I was working at the bar is I would have Dutch playing on YouTube. I'd have it going through the system, and the house PA.
Yeah.
I wouldn't need to watch it. I know generally.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I would hear the same places so many times, and it would be a regular update from the day before and the day before. the graphics alone are cool. Like I like when
Yeah.
Dutch reads it, but it's like like your graphics are really fucking cool, Dutch. Thank you. The 2-hour 4-minute mark.
We've been live for some time.
Yeah. Yeah, see, Dutch uses a screen capture software. See, the time on his thing is up on the way in the top there, and all his little.
Yeah, I'm sure he's using some sort of software.
No, but the screen capture.
Yeah.
Like he's doing a stream, though, but he's doing a streaming. He's got a streaming kind of thing. It's not the webcam.
No. I'm assuming he has some sort of something.
Right.
I mean, that's a cool looking program right there and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that's.
it does, I mean, you can just tell it looks like it's screen capture stuff. Anyways, looks like you're looking at it on the screen. That's how this would look if it was through the screen capture stuff.
Yeah. I had set it up. I did one preliminary. I had one preliminary program. I started running, and it was like, all right, no, I can't get this to work. But I'm going to be figuring out. In the meantime, this is a fun way.
Yes. And I have my stuff set up at my house, I think. Lulu asking that she's saying that the people are saying we're close to a pile shift.
A pile?
P-I-L-E shift. Just wondering what you think.
I'm not sure what a pile shift is.
Pole.
Pole. Oh,
ah,
pole.
Yes, maybe. Yes.
Oh, that. Yeah, I've heard of that.
It's okay. I don't know. There's a lot of new words here. I was wondering if it was pole, but
Words
I don't
suck.
know what I don't know, so I just
Words suck, and I also want to make sure it wasn't a pill shift either. Like,
well,
all right,
okay. See, there you go. Yeah. So I think there is a pole shift coming. I actually think this is. I think it's gonna mess everything up. That's what I think.
So why don't you? Yeah, you got the audience. You have the thing.
Well, I mean, I think this is the longest period we won't a pole shift.
Right. So we're overdue.
Yeah, we're overdue. And I understand that magnetics kind of work with all our electronics and everything like that. Oh, don't shout! Sorry.
Oh, well, that means that.
Wait, no, they capped.
Oh.
So, but yeah, I think it's gonna do something. I really do. I mean, I think everything, like, it's gonna affect something. It can't go on. It's not gonna go not unaffected.
All right. So ask a more specific question, or did you have a more specific question than that, or is there a certain area that you were wondering about? Were you just asking, oh, is it going to, can it happen, that type of thing, just very simply?
It will happen.
All right, that's.
I mean, it's happened 9 times before, I think.
At least. I mean, that they know of. I mean, these things are pretty monumentally catastrophic.
That's what I figured, yeah.
How many times can you keep destroying the same thing, and then there still be records going back further and further? It's like after a certain point, you lose the ability to figure any kind of rational anything, because it doesn't. It's muck. It's all been turned to dust. I think that Earth's history is a lot more. The pyramid builders. What happened to them?
They disappeared.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they yeah.
You know the longest running civilization is China right now?
Yeah, and then even then, they
No,
don't go
no.
back further than like 12,000 years.
I mean, they go back pretty far, but
Well, there's civilization, but they don't have any records of
if the
it.
world ends tomorrow, 11 years. Love you too, man. Even if it doesn't end tomorrow.
Thank you, Mara.
We've had those odd earthquakes in Manhattan.
Well, there is
KP
also
index at 0, so no activity. That's the one.
yeah. All
No
right, so
variance activity.
he talks about CERN. He was just talking about CERN.
Someone asked about Yellowstone. I think was Yellowstone active.
All right. So the thing about like on a day the KP is 0, there's not much going on. Yet there's these randomly placed earthquakes that I've talked about this for Halloween. All right. We know we're watching Dutch. We know earthquakes are predictable. We know they are they fall along either fault lines or magma tubes. Okay, magma channels, magma canals, where magma has already gone. So you can't get you wouldn't have an earthquake at random without it being maybe something like a quarry blast or something odd that isn't, what would cause an earthquake at in some random location.
Fracking.
Yeah, fracking, except the fracking itself may not cause it because they use it doesn't like blow it up like an explosion. It kind of cracks, but it doesn't blow it up. So
Still, but
right. However, we know that pressure can transfer across the plate, and it will transfer to a weakened area like the pumping and the drilling operations. Right. So for the last 5 years, easy, Dutch has been showing this. So the pumping operations, whether it's the fracking or the natural gas, or drilling for oil or whatever, any of this stuff, where they make a puncture point, turn it to Swiss cheese, it makes a and what Dutch says is the New Madrid fault has changed. It's irrevocably changed because of all the holes that they punched. Thousands of holes, at least hundreds and hundreds of holes they punched for fracking. It's been going on that long. So so if like there's not really Manhattan around here, there's not really, there's an old fault, whatever bullshit. What's happening is something else entirely different. In these random places, it's destruction of the DUMBs, the deep underground military bases. So if there's not any better option, all right, well, the people you have for how you're getting an earthquake in a random place, and they're looking for empirical evidence of the DUMBs, the deep DUMBs blowing up. Well, some random ass quarry blast, like in Manhattan, like, oh, give me a fucking break. No, they're not blasting quarry in Manhattan. I'm just saying, for example. And there's other places, man, you motherfuckers ain't mining. No, you're not mining. You're not quarrying. That's some stuff deep underground. And especially, like Wages World said this, that magic 10 kilometer number, that's just an input in there. That's not an actual value. They haven't really figured out the depth. Mm-hmm. Or it may be less than 10 kilometers. It may be a lot closer to the surface than they want to tell you. It's something that happens as well.
Maybe the deep underground military bases aren't so deep.
Right. You're not that deep.
Well,
In some cases, you gotta wonder. Or
not deep enough. That's why they're blowing up. They realize they gotta make them deeper.
Okay. Or that's option A. This is my host. How many people? You got 5 people still here? Okay. So
6 at one point.
For my whole 6. So for my guests.
And 8 likes. Oh, now we have
nice.
8 people.
Oh, we're cooking. So for my guests, what we're talking about is not just the DUMBs. We're talking about tunnels that have been underground for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, that's possible. That's a plausible solution.
So
Scenario.
the DUMB, they're bunkers.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I get
Okay.
that.
So they're set up military things. Then there are also tunnels. Then there are also legitimate mines that have been used as tunnels. Okay. Then there are also the underground layers of the ultra wealthy as well. That's not a military, the deep underground military bunkers, but they're private citizens who have been maybe making deals with whoever.
The devil.
Yeah, the devil could be one. Yeah, one contractor that they've been working with. So, like, yeah, okay, yeah, you have this random ass quarry blast. What could it be? You have a few different options that, of what it possibly is, and then there's some other options that we hitherto may not be privy of, but that are some shit happening. But one of the things is that they are closing down a lot of the underground tunnels, and they're the landscape's changing.
Oh, look, he's got the Massachusetts one, Providence one.
Yeah,
It's up there.
of course. Oh, he's got it all.
He's got it all.
And if you're stuck around, he probably warned us a few days ago it was coming.
Maybe.
He's good like that. If he is off more than 200 feet, he considers it a miss. Of where he localizes the thing. Funny seeing us with one there.
There we are.
Right.
Over there.
He probably, I would imagine, he probably had it over a little bit closer to that way.
Yeah.
So, like, all right, I don't know. I haven't watched Dutch in a little while. But you see how many they have out on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Stack. Like, look at that. That's a stack so freaking high that his computer slows down when he goes to, he talks about that. Like, I can't even show you. Tell me that's not something going on. So there's two people that do the earthquakes. There's Dutch, and then there's the other guy, Ron, who does emergency management, partnership or something, whatever, I forget what that is, associates, who talks a lot about the whole West Coast, Cascadia, way over. Oh, there we are, Bliss Corner. 41. Somehow the numbers are important there. Anyway.
Numbers are important. I think I need to get going so I don't pass out.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. All right, we're going to close this then.
It has been swell, guys.
All right.
And gals. And everyone
We're
else.
going to close this somewhere, somehow.
Thank you for the conversation, the company, the comments. It was really enjoyable.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. We appreciate this. This is great fun. If you have any more comments or suggestions or questions, put them in the comments, and I will answer them or address them, or just, thank you and give you a little heart. I try to I may not comment on everyone, but I try to at least give a little thumbs up or a heart on everyone that comments, because I really do appreciate, everyone for being here. And what I'm going to do is I'll probably read through this, and I will look at the chat and actually read the chat and maybe address anything that's in the video that I haven't, we haven't talked about. Because this is about learning. There's not really much of a reason for me to be here if no one is getting, anything out of this.
No, it looks like everyone was pretty involved. That was nice.
Good, yeah. And Alex is actually going through the chat. He's looking through, it looks like he's kind of going through to
Yeah,
kind
just,
of-
well, I was curious what it looked like over on my phone for a second.
yeah. Thank you.
How
And,
long is the delay?
a couple seconds actually. Yeah. It's kind of a good thing you don't hear
No, that's why
yourself
I
in the
put the
headphones.
volume down.
Yeah, exactly. Wonderful. All right. So I think what we'll be doing in the future is we'll kind of put up a post. You know, maybe make a little short video introduction and post that up, and then give a couple hours of people to kind of get seated and tuned in. At least an hour. I like that, and then especially because there are certain people who very much have specifically said, "Oh, I really would like to be there," so I want to give people
Ooh,
a
Lulu shared your
chance.
stream.
Yeah. What's that?
Lulu shared your stream. Thank you, Lulu.
Thank you, Lulu. Oh yeah, thank you. Oh yeah, good. Yay! I've done that too. I like doing that. Yeah, put it up as a post or whatever. So we have we're as I get more doodads and connectors and adapters and kind of update the system to be able to do this. We run tests, and so this was one of the I got some new little connectors, and so we're running a test on this.
Yeah, and if I get internet where I live, then I'll be able to.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! Alex is trying
Livestream.
to talk me into going out to Cape Cod.
Yeah, it'd
Oh.
be nice.
It's the the cultural equivalent of Narnia.
Correct.
It's
See?
it's out there. It's next to Lupa Land. But yeah, this is space, lots of space, and there's no one overhead, and we
Mara's
could.
telling you should go. We should go.
We could make these videos at night. We could make a lot of them. We could do more of them. We could, like there would be more room. We wouldn't be sitting on each other's lap, and
Yeah, it's actually a kitchen and everything.
and there's a kitchen and everything. We could
And
have
then
coffee.
then we could go.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can go mobile, but because you have to have
Details,
well,
but yeah, we
live
could.
on. Well, you can do. I don't know. I need to get internet to do a YouTube one. I can go live on Facebook though.
We can figure it out, But the thing
Right.
is, it's like you need to have the will to do it.
I got the will.
Yeah, he's got the will. I have the well. All right, maybe.
Okay.
I
Enough
have.
for long goodbyes.
Hold on. I have the technical knowledge of how to put it all together. Alex has the will to want to do something with it. That's the good way to put it. So the two of us together working are a good team.
Yes.
All right. So anyway, yeah, that is an awfully long goodbye. Thank you all for being here, and I appreciate everyone.
You hang
Thank
up
you,
first.
Jackie.
No,
Thank
you
for
hang
my-
up
yeah.
first.
Okay.
No, you hang up first.
Yeah, actually, that is me kind of stalling so that I can figure out how to shut this off. All right. Thank you, everyone. You all are wonderful. Have a good rest of your night. Love you. Okay.